Let's begin with the sky itself. In plain language, so you know why 23rd of August is a pivot for a Leo ascendant. In the early part of the day, the sun and the moon come together in Leo, which is called a new moon. A new moon is like switching your life's lights off and on again. The room is the same, but your eyes reset, and you notice different details. This particular new moon happens right next to a point that symbolizes release and simplification. In everyday terms, it acts like a gentle vacuum that clears away performative habits and outgrown identities, especially the ones you've kept wearing out of loyalty to an old script. There's also a technical moment called Mercury's northward ecliptic crossing around 1:38 a.m. India time. That simply means the planet connected with thinking and messaging crosses the sun's path from south to north, and people often experience it as a switch flip in how the mind processes information. Quick insights, faster conversations, and, if you rush, a higher chance of typos or missends. Later in the afternoon, the sun forms what astrologers call a quincunx, a 150-degree angle with Saturn. The personality of that geometry is just the fit. If the sun is your vitality and sense of self, and Saturn is rules, time, and responsibility, a quincunx is the cosmic nudge to edit plans rather than throw them out. Move a milestone, resize a deliverable, adopt a method that honors reality. Meanwhile, Mars in Virgo is staring across the sky at Saturn in Pisces, creating tension you can train with. The urge to fix every detail, facing the need to pace yourself and be honest about limits. Jupiter in Gemini encourages learning, friendships, and communities that challenge you to grow, while the North Node in Aquarius, across from Leo, amplifies the classroom of relationships and collaborations, places where your leadership gets mirrored back to you. As the evening arrives, Venus settles deeper into Cancer, and the night tilts toward nourishment, home-cooked warmth, gentle conversations, and the kind of quiet that lets your body unclench. That's the weather. Now, let's translate it for you. A Leo rising, psychologically, practically, and with just enough soul to help you live it well. For Leo, this new moon happens right on your front step, on your face, in your posture, in your presence. It is a reset of the way you carry yourself in rooms, the way you introduce yourself, the way your heart shines when you are not performing for applause. The companion point of release, next to this new moon, says something simple and profound. Let an old costume fall. Perhaps it's the version of you who is always on, always the center, always the warm light for everyone else, even when you're tired. Perhaps it's a brand you built that no longer fits your actual voice. Perhaps it's that one signature move, humor, glamour, intensity, you've leaned on as a crutch, which protected you once, but now keeps you from letting people meet your quieter power. There is nothing wrong with charisma. You were born with a brightness. The invitation today is to concentrate that brightness rather than spread it thin. Be more sun than spotlight, steady, life-giving, not scrambling for angle or volume. Because the morning is the dark of the moon time, energy can feel like low tide. That's not laziness, it's a wise lull built into the reset. If you can, keep the first hours calmer and more private. Tend to the body you live in. Warm water, slow stretches for the throat and the upper back. A few minutes of unhurried breathing that expands your ribs will do more for your presence than another round of messages. If you must be out in the world early, define the smallest possible version of success for each interaction. One decision, one next step, one sentence that captures the truth. And let that be enough. You are closing one loop and opening another. Reality doesn't need your fireworks this morning. It needs your integrity. There is a deeper discipline available today around identity, where you are acting from. When Leo forgets, it acts for effect. When Leo remembers, it acts from essence. The difference is visceral. Acting for effect feels like managing a room. Acting from essence feels like holding a room because you are rooted in your body and your values, your spine, your chest, your voice. One tiny ritual can shift you. Before you hit send, before you enter a meeting, before you walk into a conversation that matters, put a hand on your sternum and ask, what do I want to be true at the end of this? Not, how do I come across? Not, how do I win? What outcome feels honest and kind? Then let your words and your face align with that outcome. You will notice how the temperature drops and the clarity rises, and how people lean in, not because you're dazzling them, but because you are trustworthy. The interplay between Mars in Virgo and Saturn in Pisces lights up money, voice, and trust. On one side is the part of you that wants to fix the small stuff around resources, invoices, rates, budgets, subscriptions, the way money flows in and out. On the other side is the part of life where intimacy, shared resources, taxes, inheritances, and deeper psychological currents live. Their face-off is not a fight that demands a winner. It's a training drill that asks you to balance control with surrender, precision and pacing, audits and honesty. If you try to micromanage everything, you'll strain yourself and the people you love. If you avoid the practicals because they feel heavy, anxiety will borrow your imagination and spend it on worst-case scenarios. The middle path is practical and brave. Choose one concrete money action and one trust action. Money action. Send the rate you've been postponing. Cancel a stale subscription. Set up a tiny automatic transfer. Clean a spreadsheet column that keeps embarrassing you. Trust action. A calm conversation about a shared expense. An overdue update to a will or a password. A sentence that states what you need for closeness to feel safe. You'll feel the muscles of sovereignty and intimacy working together rather than tearing each other. Relationships are a major classroom right now because the growth-seeking point in Aquarius sits across the table from you. And today, the new moon on your side means the mirror is crystal clear. What you see in partners and collaborators is what you're being asked to refine in yourself, especially the themes of attention, approval, and authenticity. Do you enjoy being admired? Of course. But admiration is fragile. It evaporates when tides change. Respect is sturdier. It grows when you keep your word, adjust your plans like an adult, and care for other people's limits without abandoning your own. Today is an ideal day to change the gravity in your closest bonds. Replace "I need you to watch me" with "I want to build with you." Replace "I did everything" with "Here's the part I will own. What part will you own?" Replace "I can do it all" with "I can do this well if we move that deadline, narrow that scope, or add that help." Watch what happens to tension when responsibility is shared with clarity instead of hoarded for control or performance. Jupiter's placement in Gemini brings a bright wind through friendships, communities, and long-term projects. It says, your learning belongs among people. For a Leo rising, this can soften a tendency to isolate at the top of a hill and inspire from a distance. On this day, your genius is not in the speech from the balcony. It's in the conversation at the table. Host a small brainstorm. Share a draft in a circle that gives generous, honest feedback. Invite two people to a recurring check-in where you all document one experiment you're running in your work or art and what you learned this week. The North Node in Aquarius loves when you apprentice yourself to the future with peers rather than pose as the finished product. You already have magnetism. Add humility, and you become a force. Career is humming with electricity, too, as Uranus keeps shaking the public part of your chart. For a Leo rising, that often looks like unexpected changes in goal, industry, platform, or strategy. Surprises that keep daring you to reinvent without losing your center. On a day of edits, Respect the shakeups by doing two things. First, keep your story simple. What you're doing now, why it matters, who it serves. Second, protect the craft beneath the brand. If an external plan changes, what do you need to keep quality intact? That might mean renegotiating a deadline, narrowing a scope, or adding a collaborator. The afternoon's Sun-Saturn adjustment supports exactly that kind of move. Show your maturity not by braving the impossible in silence, but by offering options with clear trade-offs. We can keep the date and trim features, keep features and move the date, or add a person and keep both. People trust a leader who respects reality. The mind and the inner life deserve attention because Mercury and Venus are moving through Cancer, the quiet room behind your public face. This is a subtle zone where sleep, solitude, recovery, and the unspoken stories live. Mercury's crossing can make the inner narrative louder and the night mind busier. Help yourself with boundary and gentleness. No news in the last hour before bed. One screen at a time. A notebook by the lamp to catch late ideas so you can promise your brain you won't lose them. If worry spikes, don't fight it with more thinking. Touch and breath calm the lion better than logic. A hand on the chest, 5 long exhalations, warm water, soft light. If you live with someone, invite a quiet pre-sleep conversation with low stakes. What felt unexpectedly good today? Answer it yourself, too. You are telling your nervous system a story about your life at the hour when stories sink deepest. Health for a Leo often rides on the back of rhythm. Your sign is solar. You run on light and meaning. Today, meaning is found in edits and care, not spectacle. Start with posture, the throne you carry with you. Imagine a string lifting the crown of your head. Let your ribs expand in every direction when you breathe. Let your shoulders drop and widen. Your voice will change when you do this. Your mind will quiet because your body believes you're safe. Choose warm food. Digestion and mood are friends, and both prefer kindness. If you move your body, choose form over intensity. Technique is love. For a Leo, strength training that honors the back, chest, and hips is distinctly stabilizing. So is dance that lets you feel grand without strain. Your heart wants to be a drum, not an alarm. Money and self-worth are braided together today. Mars in Virgo gives you the energy to put order to your values. Respect that by translating self-belief into practical moves. If you're a freelancer, revise your one-page services sheet in plain words. What you do, for whom, how success is measured, the rate, what's included, what isn't. If you're employed, draft a concise update, what you delivered, what you learned, what you'll improve next. If you have been underpricing because you are still learning, remember that learning never ends. Price your current usefulness, not your fantasy of perfection. If you have been pricing for a persona that no longer fits, simplify your offer and let your rate reflect the cleaner shape. Speak the number without apology, then back it with steadiness, not performance. Let's walk the day so it lives in your body instead of floating in your head. In the morning, be ceremonial about very ordinary things. Make your bed like you would prepare a stage, smooth, inviting, dignified. Drink warm water and move your spine. Put on one garment that feels like you, not like your brand. Clear a small surface that you see every day. Say one sentence in the mirror that you would be proud for someone you love to overhear. Then do one practical thing about money that future you will thank you for. All of this is not fluff. It is infrastructure. It builds a nervous system that doesn't need to prove it deserves the room. Midday, the cycle turns. Make one clear ask or one clear offer. If you run a team, re-articulate the mission for the week in a paragraph and assign ownership. If you're an artist or founder, do a single skill rep. Record a raw take, draft one page, design one component, Outline one talk. If you're in a corporate role, protect a focused hour and close one task to true done. No dangling threads. Completion is a vitamin today. It tells your system, we finish what we start, which is a deeper source of confidence than any compliment. Afternoon is the edit hour. Look at where hope and reality don't match. Don't shame yourself, and don't bully others. Name the mismatch, offer alternatives, and move. If a negotiation appears, be the adult in the room. Narrow scope, shift the date, or ask for help. If someone assigns you to perform heroics to make up for their delay, do not detonate and do not collapse. Lion, not martyr. Ask, which lever do you want me to pull? Scope, date, or resources? You will feel your dignity return when you refuse the false choice between silence and tantrum. Evening belongs to nourishment and the backstage of your life. Put your phone to bed earlier than you think you can. Cook or order something warm and simple. Eat without a screen. If you live with people, do one household task, shoulder to shoulder. Dishes with music, laundry folded together, a small corner reset. If you live alone, set your space to treat you, as well as you treat guests. Lamp glow instead of overhead brightness. Clean glass of water by the bed. Book within reach. Softness within sight. This is not self-indulgence. It is self-respect. Your sleep will change your tomorrow. And in a year like this, when the public winds can be strong, the quality of your rest is not a luxury. It is an edge. Let's talk about anger. Because Leo cares so deeply that frustration sometimes comes out as roar. If irritation flares today, maybe over money, maybe over a partner not carrying their share, maybe over a plan that needs to change, assume fatigue first. Move your body for 5 minutes, drink water, breathe. If the boundary still needs to be set it in 1 or 2 sentences, warm and firm, and then exit the argument. I can deliver X by Friday if we narrow it to A and B. I'm not available for that tone. Let's resume when we can talk with respect. I won't be covering this cost. Here's how we can split it. Your power is not in how loud you are. It's in how clear you are while staying human. If sadness visits, don't exile it. Sadness for a Leo is often a sign that you loved correctly. Give it a chair. Let it sit next to you for a song. Then carry it into an act of beauty. A shower with lights dimmed, a plate arranged with care, a message of gratitude to someone who mattered today. Melancholy becomes mercy when it is given form. You are not less radiant for feeling it. You are more trustworthy. Creativity deserves a special word. Many Leos confuse creating with performing. Performing is showing what you made. Creating is the making. Today leans toward the making. That could be sketching without posting, rehearsing without announcing, writing without pitching, recording without releasing. It could be giving yourself a private stage where you can be audacious without watching eyes. This is not hiding, it is charging. When you later step out, the audience will feel the difference. Less anxiety, more nerve. Less marketing, more music. On the subject of love, a truth. Your warmth is a gift, but self-abandonment is not generosity. If you often bulldoze your own needs to keep someone's admiration, the mirror is very honest today. Admiration can be purchased with charm. Respect is earned with edges. Tell the person you love what actually helps you feel close and what you cannot do. Ask them what helps them feel safe. Make one small promise each and keep it. Devotion thrives in a structure where 2 people can relax because expectations are explicit and kind. If you're single, flirt with reality. Write the 3 qualities you are actually ready to practice in partnership, not the movie poster adjectives. Then live those qualities this week with friends and colleagues. Romance often enters through the door we build, with behavior long before it knocks with chemistry. Let's address leadership, because you carry it whether you hold a title or not. Today, leadership looks like modeling edit culture over drama culture. When a plan needs resizing, you resize it. When a room is heated, you name the purpose and bring it back. When someone is overwhelmed, you offer a smaller first step. When someone is coasting on charm, you gently ask for the substance beneath it. You do not need to be severe to be sovereign. You need to be the person whose yes and no are clean. That is the kind of gravitas that travels farther than any viral quip. There's also the long, slow work of the body and the daily grind, an area that has been in a deep renovation for years. The simplest way to cooperate with that work today is to pick one habit that your pride has resisted because it felt too ordinary, and do it like royalty. Stretching, hydrating, writing down what you said you'd do and checking it off. Preparing tomorrow's clothes before bed. Booking the appointment you've avoided. There is nothing ordinary about the discipline that protects your golden hours. Lions nap for a reason. They're apex not only because they are powerful when they act, but because they conserve power when they rest. You may also feel a call toward privacy that surprises people who expect you always to be available. Honor it. Step away from the stage before the spotlight has to be dragged off you. Make a few things less public. Let some projects mature off camera. When you do step out, do it like sunrise, not like fireworks. Quietly, steadily, undeniably. Now a few very human, very specific moments to ground the day. If you're running a business, take 30 minutes to close open loops with money, unpaid invoices, rates that need updating, an automated message that needs a kinder tone. Then, write a short note to your customers or team about how you will be adjusting timelines to protect quality. Name the why, name the trade-offs, and invite questions. If you're in a corporate role, begin with a 15-minute calendar edit to protect one deep work block. Use midday for a single craft rep, and use the afternoon to renegotiate a deliverable with 3 clear options. If you lead people, ask each person one question. What do you need from me to do your best work this week? Then give it if you can. If you're an artist, spend 45 minutes making without posting. Then in the evening, share one behind-the-scenes detail with a small circle. If you're parenting, praise effort rather than identity. Make bedtime earlier and softer. Let home be theater for tenderness, not for stress. Anxiety sometimes wears a cape in Leo. I must hold it together so everyone believes in me. Lay the cape down. You don't convince people you're strong by never needing anything. You convince them by meeting your needs cleanly and then showing up with presence. Drink water, eat warm food, ask for help when it's sane. Say no where it's necessary. If you can't say no yet, say not today. Your yeses become valuable when they are rare and real. Finally, remember the underlying promise of a new moon on your crown. Identity is a practice, not a pose. Today is perfect for a vow that feels like a spine rather than an act. Make it short, make it true, and make it portable. I will lead quietly. I will honor reality. I will price my work honestly. I will be warm without abandoning myself. I will rest like someone with a future. Whisper it in the morning. Write it at midday. Speak it to someone you trust in the afternoon, and let it sing you to sleep at night. A day like this doesn't ask you to change everything. It asks you to change the things that no longer feel like you. When tomorrow comes, it will meet a Leo whose light is less about dazzle and more about daylight, warm, reliable, life-giving. Your presence will feel like a place where people can see themselves clearly without being blinded. Your work will carry the weight of someone who respects facts and edits plans with grace. Your love will taste like generosity with edges, which is to say, safe. Your home will nourish you so you can nourish others without quietly resenting them. Your mind will trust your boundaries and sharpen inside them, and your body will thank you because the throne it carries is now built for the person you are becoming, not the character you once performed. So step into the day without hurry. Adjust what must be adjusted. Retire what no longer fits. Feed what keeps you human. Lead without trumpet, and let your heart be the sun it was always meant to be, steady, warm, and strong enough to make things grow.